Welcome back to Las Vegas as we get a chance to talk with Coach Chris Klieman to talk about Kansas State. They went 9-4 last year overall, won the Pop-Tart Bowl versus NC State. They've been to 4 bowl games in the last 5 seasons. 11th in the FBS in the rushing game, and they will probably be that as well. Welcome in, Coach Klieman. How's it going?
It's great. Thanks for having me, guys. Hope everybody's doing well today. Well,
good deal. We talked about the Pop-Tart Bowl. That was the first chance that we really got to see Avery Johnson be able to have that starter role. What's impressed you so far about the leadership aspect of him as he takes over starting in spring?
Yeah, his maturity. I think that month was really big for him. Will had already departed, and so he got to really run the team and be the #1 guy and have some success in the bowl game, have some difficulties, and then finish it with success. I think all those things, the adversity that he faced in the bowl game, has prepared him for now, and he's still only going to be a true sophomore. He's still very young. We brought in Matt Wells to coach quarterbacks, and that has been a great partnership between he and Avery. Had a really good spring. Looking forward to continuing that as they're developing their relationship, and we continue to develop with our offense. But he's an electric kid that tremendous confidence.
What type of intangibles that does Avery bring to the position, and maybe even to the program?
Yeah, competitive. For starters, he's one of the best competitors I've been around. He's going to be the fastest kid on the field all the time. I mean, he's got elite speed, but he throws it much better than people have probably given him credit for, and we're going to see that this year. And just he's a confident kid. He's not an arrogant kid. He's just very confident, and he makes everybody around him better. I've seen it this spring where he's kind of brought wideouts and running backs and tight ends together and kind of led some of the captains' things. He's a true leader, and we're talking about a kid that's a true sophomore. So I'm excited because I think his trajectory is just going up.
Coach, while we're on the quarterback subject, let's talk about who's going to call plays for him. New offensive coordinator, Connor Riley.
Yep.
What have you seen with their relationship since Connor's taken it over? Obviously, he's been with the program for a very long time. But
yeah, Connor's my guy, and he's been with me since North Dakota State. We were assistants together, and Connor deserved the right and earned the right to be our offensive coordinator. I thought he did a phenomenal job in the bowl game, and I look forward to him building with Coach Wells and our offensive staff a tremendous game plan each week to emphasize Avery's strengths and emphasize our strengths as a football team. We've always been able to rush the football, and we're going to probably still be able to rush the football, but we've got to do some things to be more efficient and more effective in the throw game, and we've got a guy behind center that can do it. We've got a lot of guys around him that can make plays at the running back and wide receiver and tight end spot, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how this evolves.
I do want to talk about the rushing attack because we saw last year 11th in FBS and being able to run the football and expecting the same. Who are some of the guys that we can expect to tote throughout the
DJ Giddens. It starts with DJ. DJ, I think, is an all-conference type player. Had a tremendous year, 1,000-yard rusher, really physical runner, but he does everything as a running back. He can be an every down back. He catches the ball really well. Unbelievable in pass protection. And then we brought in Dylan Edwards from Colorado. That's probably the home run threat that we were missing, whether it's in the backfield, out of the backfield, in the return game. I'm excited for Dylan because he gets to come back home because K-State is home for him. He and Avery have known each other since they were kids, and he'll really elevate our offense.
Talk about some of the guys that are going to help Avery on the outside, the playmakers at receiver and tight end.
Yeah, Keegan Johnson's been with us now for a couple of years, really good wide receiver for us. Jace Brown, who had a breakout freshman year last year, coming into his sophomore year. Dante Cephas, a transfer we got from Penn State. Jaden Jackson. We've got some wide receivers that can make some plays. Got a couple of young kids in Trey Spivey that will help us there. We lose Ben Sennett, who I thought was as good a tight end as there was in the country. Will Swanson, Garrett Oakley, a couple guys there that'll do some really good things at tight end. We have probably more depth at the skill position on the offensive side than we've had for a while. We just got to make sure we can protect Avery and keep him healthy and keep him going because he's great within the play. He's exceptional when the play breaks down because he's just so elusive.
Sennett's going to play a long time.
Oh, boy, he is.
I mean, you talk about a Swiss Army knife. That guy can do it all.
Coach, this set we could talk about offense all day, right? It's exciting.
Can we talk defense?
But defense
wins games, right?
Defense wins championships. So talk to us about what you've seen with your team through spring ball and headed into fall camp.
Defensive line and secondary are our strength in numbers and experience. We had 2 6-year guys decide to come back back at defensive end, which was big for us. So we're going to rotate 7 or 8 guys in the defensive line. We have a lot of depth there. It's led by Brendan Mott and Cody Stufflebean that have been in the program a long time. And then in the secondary, we've got both of our returning corners back in Keenan Garber and Jacob Parrish, really good players. And then all of our safeties return. Marquise Siegel is a kid that's out here with us. I think he's an All-American. He's a next-level kid. We had Rush East that's playing for the Rams. We had Josh Hayes that's playing for the Bucks. Siegel's right in that same breath with those guys as a free safety. Linebacker, we've always taken the most hits with an injury standpoint. We lost Deuce Green last year. Austin Moore's out here with us. That's been a 3-year starter, and Des Purnell is a 3-year starter. We just got to continue to develop the depth at linebacker, but we're deeper in the secondary, which will make us much better on special teams too.
Coach, your resume, like at North Dakota State, all that championship pedigree, you bring that down to the Little Apple. You've been in 4 bowl games the last 5 seasons. What are the pillars of a Chris Klieman-led team that has allowed you to sustain success?
We live by these 4 core values: discipline, commitment, toughness, and to be selfless. And I've got the best strength coach in the country in Tremaine Carroll, and he and his staff, the culture starts in that weight room and continues on to that locker room. And we have kids that hold each other accountable to the standard that they all expect. And I really believe in a player-led team. And when you give those kids ownership in the locker room and give them a voice and let them handle some of the minor things that come about, they're going to be more successful. And so I'm excited because those 4 core values of discipline, commitment, toughness, to be selfless are a part of everything we do on and off the field.
Some of the best teams kind of police themselves, coaches
Absolutely.
have told me. What are some of the things that you've implemented? Because every year coaches will tweak in an off season something going into the next year. What are some changes that maybe you made?
We got lucky. We landed a special teams coordinator in Nate Katzer that's been in the NFL for 10 years as a special teams coordinator. And Nate's going to bring some great things to our special teams. And we've always been good on special teams, but I think we can elevate there. We just do a lot of different things with leadership training and give our kids the opportunities, especially some of the younger kids, to give them leadership opportunities because, we're a program that's built on wanting to have guys 4, 5, and even 6 years. And when we won the Big 12 in 22, we had 52 guys on our roster.
That's tough these days.
4th, 5th, and 6th year. It's really hard.
It's tough.
And for us, we're in the 40s right now. We need to keep it there so that we keep having those guys that are learning from the older guys so that when it's their time, they're ready to lead this program. And I see that in our offensive line. We lose all those senior offensive linemen, and we got a bunch of senior offensive linemen returning.
That's good.
Coach, talk to us about the new look of the Big 12.
Yeah.
Last year, 4 new teams. This year, 4 new teams. We cover all 4
Two
time
teams
zones.
leave.
How do you prepare your team for that travel schedule, and how do you get ready for this?
Yeah, it's a challenge this year because there's 5 teams that we don't know anything about. We've got both Arizona schools. We've got BYU. We've got Colorado, and we've got Cincinnati. And there's 5 teams that we don't have a database on. We're in the Big 12 and don't play TCU, Texas Tech, and Baylor in the regular season. So there's a lot of legwork that goes into that in the month of June for our guys, for our staff. But I also think it's a great thing for our league. It's a great thing for fan bases to see all these new teams coming in. And for us, it's going to be fun to go into these different venues and environments because that's what college athletics and college football is about, is the pageantry of going into a stadium and having a tough game and being able to find a way to win.
If you're like me, it's an opportunity to get some new food in a different.
Exactly right.
Hey, listen, the conference may change. What stays the same is Coach's suit game. Love it.
He's always tight.
Always looking good.
Always tight.
Okay, quick story.
Yeah.
I borrowed this today.
Hey, the drip is nice.
I did.
From who?
Why?
Nice.
Did you forget something?
No, I went to a 4th of July party, and a good friend of mine, Mike Pestinger, Pesty, thanks,
There
buddy.
you go. Shout out.
Yes. We were touring his house. My wife and I said, well, that's a nice suit. Or jacket. Can I wear that on Tuesday? Absolutely, Coach. So we knew it'd be a heck of a story. So
It's
this
nice.
is Pesty's jacket. I don't know if I'm going to give it back to him. I may
was
just
gonna say.
pay him
It's
off.
nice.
Got a good closet. Hey, we appreciate the time. Enjoy Media Days, and good luck this season.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Coach. Thank you.
Thank you,
We
Coach.
will talk with his quarterback, Avery Johnson. So much hype around this young man. We'll hear from the quarterback as Hannah Wing sits down with him when we get back here live from Las Vegas.